All right, and again, once you get over there, let me know if redirect works as well, chat, once you get over there. All right, so we are live here. We got our day trading stream. Again, we have made money almost every single day. Almost every single day we've made money. This week at least so far. I don't know if it's going to continue. We'll try to see if it continues. We're going to put up our day trading. I'll try to see my trading view stats. Good morning, it worked. Okay, cool. All right, today is FOMC day. Again, one of the biggest days of the week. So did it work? It should have worked. Again, today we also have Meta earnings. So packed full of stuff, to be honest. All right, so here's Trade of 8. We haven't traded it all in futures yet. Let's see if this treats us right. Redirect, though, worked, right? Okay, cool. All right, nice. I'm trying to see what my stats have been this week. We're going to short up here. Yeah, this week, pretty good P&L, pretty good P&L. If we go back to last week, right, and we look back starting on Wednesday of last week, I think it'll be even better. Yeah, so here's my P&L cumulative after with fees from last week. So here's my last week of day trading here. I could have done a little bit better, but here's my stats. We're up about 500. Winning versus losing trades since last week, day trading, we are up to about 74% accuracy here. 74% accuracy. So our accuracy rate has been very good. Very, very good accuracy. Would Meta affect Nvidia stock price? Maybe a little bit. I'm not going to assume it's going to be like any crazy sympathy movement for Meta, but it does have a lot to do with AI and stuff like that. So we're going to add to this position now. We're in 4 contracts here. We've moved up a lot. I don't mind taking a little bit of risk in my funded account here, especially with such a good cushion on the week so far. Although I'm not going to hold it forever, and we will sell it if it turns too much against us, like starts to test the top of the range too much, which it looks like it is now. Again, my goal is today is to attack choppy behavior. All right, we're out. We lost only 29 bucks there, so it could have been worse. Sun Power, what happened to it? I think it just lost interest, to be honest. What is Sun Power? S&P-R? Is it S&P-R? Is the symbol? SPWR. Yeah, I mean, this is just one of the worst stock charts I've ever seen. We'll try to fix our average at the top of this range here. All right, so we're short again. 4 contracts here. We will add 1 position to this. If we start testing the top of the range but not breaking. There we go. Now we just took half off. We're basically flat on the day here. We might actually add to this. There's the rejection that we've wanted this whole time. All right, so we're slightly green. We got 2 contracts left. Now we're slightly red, but we got some room. Very rangy here. And again, I'm going to attack choppiness today if we can, but... Microsoft went down and is down in pre-market while Boeing is up. Pre-market, so today would be choppy probably, even though Microsoft beat earnings and Boeing was bad. Yes, I think, right? I think so. Why? Because I think that the FOMC meeting has a much bigger influence than any of those things. I think that A lot of apprehension, indecisiveness is going to be here today because of the FOMC meeting. Not a lot of people are going to be willing to take big risks leading up to it. I might be completely wrong here, chat. Like, I really don't know. I might be completely wrong. But I think a lot of people are going to be scared to take size today. And understandably so. I think the market's going to be flat and choppy because it usually is ahead of the FOMC. Right? So generally speaking, we're almost always flat ahead of the FOMC meeting. And so with that, I'm going to look to attack choppiness because I think that's the biggest edge we have today. I might be wrong, like I said, who knows, but here, this is taking too long, so we're basically flat on the day. We'll start taking larger risks. I think we have to. So taking maybe 5 contracts per position here. We're starting to move back up to the top of the range on the Microsoft, though. Here, we'll put up NVIDIA. NVIDIA's a big move, too. Here's NVIDIA here. It's at 111s. And so for tech time today, we're going to talk about a couple things. Number one, we're going to talk about milestone psychological levels. Milestone psychological levels. Why are they relevant? Is because when looking at long-term price action, what are the levels that most people are going to look to trade, right? People are naturally not even like super aware that they base a lot of their trades around these levels. Good thing that we got out of this. But look at the $100 level on NVIDIA. Right, $100 on NVIDIA, if we zoom in here. There should be a zoom in feature on some of these. The $100 level on NVIDIA very clearly was tested. Here's $100 a share. $100 is a big psychological level. Everybody pays attention to it. Everybody watches it. And this is true for most major whole dollar levels as well. Like if we zoom out on NVIDIA here and we look at like all these other big milestone levels. All right, we're in 5 contracts. Trying to scale up my size a little bit. We did pretty good this week, but I want larger size and larger gains. So we're going to interrupt tech time to try to take a larger trade here and see if we can make some money on it. There we go. All right, so we're out. We just went green on the day, but back to the point here. $100 is a major milestone level. You can actually see this is not the first time when we pull up the long-term chart, NVIDIA has interacted with this level. If you zoom back, it's never going to be exact. Like here's $100, here's $100, here's $100, here's $100, right? This level, oh, bad line, hold on. This level has been interacted with, that's probably a better one, many different times. And so it's a major milestone level. You see this a lot with like smaller stocks as well, but instead of $100, it's like $10 or $15 or, you know, $5. Major whole dollar levels are significant because people unconsciously pay attention to them. Not unconsciously, subconsciously pay attention to them, I mean. And so again, here's $100. That's the biggest thing I'm watching for in NVIDIA. And I think NVIDIA has a big influence over the market. For Microsoft, we can see it at like 420. So here's 420 right here. I think we can pay attention to that in the same way for Microsoft. That 420 psychological milestone level is relevant, is important, and we should pay attention to it, I think. What are some other major milestone levels and charts right now that you guys see for blue chips, for futures? I know like the NASDAQ futures has a big one up there at 20K. If we put up like a long-term chart, like an hourly chart here for the NASDAQ and we zoom out, 20K is a pretty big one as well. You know, market struggles to hold over 20K. And if we're going to draw that same level here on the NASDAQ, we can look at 20K right here and see a very similar thing. 20K, you can see it struggle to hold, struggle to break. Tesla 220, let's take a look. So Microsoft, Tesla. Yeah, Tesla 220 right here. Yeah, 220 seems relevant. Let's draw a line there and look. Yeah, 220 seems to be a relevant spot. I think 210 is as well. 200 is probably the biggest one though, because it's just a really relevant milestone level. Let me clear some of this stuff out, and then we'll look at 220 right here, and then extend it to the left to see the historical tests of it. Put a weekly chart up. So here's 220 historically, kind of like I did with Disney, right? Disney, again, another example of this. Is $90 for Disney. Not really 100. 100 is probably the same thing. Let me put a bigger chart up. But I like $90 for Disney. $80 on a long-term chart. If we put up a weekly chart, or a daily chart, I mean. Here's 100. And yeah, look at 100. Bounce directly off of it. I like 90 as well for Disney. Like, here's 90. And 90 seems to have held historically, too. So, Sony 80. What's the symbol for Sony? I don't really watch Sony like that. I don't think Sony moves very much. Isn't Sony OTC? Oh, no. I guess not. Sony 80. Yeah, same concept for Sony, $80. And so a really easy, like, swing trading strategy that I've always used. NVIDIA breaking highs right now as well, chat. So NVIDIA's breaking highs. We're at the top of the range for the NASDAQ, though, here. We're short 3 contracts. A really easy strategy, though, Chad, just to use some of these as an example, is just to sit around, swing trade the momentum. So just wait for these big milestone levels to hit. Give yourself a reasonable stop loss, whatever percentage down you want to cut it, and then just kind of ride the bounces that you get in these a lot of the time. Again, I like doing this personally with Disney myself, right? Disney usually bounces at 90, 85, 90 bucks. But figure out which stock you like to use this on, and it's just a really good strategy. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Of course, nobody can. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. I'm going to add to this position now. We got 6 contracts. Took a third of the position off. Give it a little bit more room now. Took a little bit more off. Gonna let the last little bit of this trade. Try to build up a cushion in pre-market so we can take larger risks at the opening bell here. I could also add back to this too. Any Fed cut today? Almost certainly not. I mean, there's a chance. I think there's like a 4% chance, 3% chance. I think there's like a 97, 96% chance that we're going to continue to pause rates, which I think is the good idea. I don't think we should cut rates just to, again, pander to lenders and real estate. I think we need to be smart and not make inflation worse by bringing interest rates down. Although one cut's not the end of the world as long as they stick to just one. See, it's kind of playing around with size here, going back and forth. Up about 40 on the day, so we got a little cushion. Still got 15 minutes until the market opens. What do you think about Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean, I think since like we got the prelim payroll numbers come out lower than expected today, I think a cut would be bad. If we did a cut today, I think we get a negative response, but nobody really knows as well, though. Bitcoin hasn't done much, has it? Today? It's up a little bit the last few minutes, though. Or no, is it down? No, it's up a little bit, yeah. Kind of flat, though, choppy day. All right, so we're up about 50 bucks today. We built up a small little cushion. Again, we're going to look to attack choppiness. We're going to look to attack top of the range, bottom of the range if we get it. Yeah, oil. Let's take a look at oil. So here's oil. Oil's definitely been in a downtrend for a month or so now. If you look at oil, now is this from stabilization of overseas or macroeconomics or of geopolitical, I should say? Sorry. Our geopolitical stuff stabilizing? That's usually a sign of strength in oil. But I see this downward trend that we've had in oil for the last like month straight. All right. Yeah, but there's the trend. Same thing. Let's see if that holds. I'm gonna put the NASDAQ up to see what everything's going on there. Nvidia's still climbing though. Still back at the top of the range. We got this big triple top up there though, man. I can't help but want to short it again. Oh my gosh, I just bought the regular NASDAQ. 3 contracts of the regular NASDAQ. I didn't mean to. Ugh, stupid. I gotta let the trade try to work here, but man, I'm gonna take 2 off here, at least 1 off. It makes me flat on the day, but see if we get lucky and go green. I'm gonna take another 1 off here. I just can't risk. So we're still green on the day. I just can't risk like 3 contracts of the NASDAQ can go against you fast, right? So I don't want to get stuck in that. I'll just take the risk with 1 contract. I didn't mean to take. I forgot to switch back to micros. Unfortunately, we'll see if it works out for me though. I'll hold 1 NASDAQ position here. You can see how fast it moves now. Still testing the top of this range. Down about 50 bucks right now on the day. I'm trying to be patient with it. Anything super over 100, I'm going to cut it though. That's kind of the plan right now. Now we're back to technically green on the day if it can hold down here. Trying to multitask here. Again, we're flat here on this position. I cut most of the trade. I'm trying to be patient with it. Maybe it's a good test of this size. I don't mind taking 1 contract of the regular NASDAQ. Just during market hours, it's going to be much more volatile. And Pawn, I see you sent me a message. I just can't check it right now. It's too early in pre-market to take this type of size. Maybe after the bell if I've got a cushion, but... You know, I got an option of just cutting the trade since it wasn't my planned size, or trying to let it work, and I chose to let it work just because, but... All right, we got 9 minutes into the open. We're flat now on this position. Now we're slightly green. basically been flat since I got in it, so we're trying to let it work here. Q's still up there. I wonder what the Q's doing. Sometimes it's better to, even though the Q and the NQ are the same price action, sometimes it's better to look at what the NQ is doing to gauge. It's been testing it for a long time, which makes me like the short more. Nvidia's starting to rise, though. I don't want to get stuck in that, is the only thing. All right, we got 7 minutes, chat. 7 minutes. Let me check out what the chat's saying about this. Yeah, it's too political. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. So it just took too long. So we're down $40 to start the day on a dumb mistake by me. I gotta switch to the micro contracts again. Dumb mistake by me, took away the profit, but we're down 40 bucks, so it could be worse, to be honest. And we'll see if we can make that back at the opening bell. No stress, not super disappointed about it, although obviously I'm not happy. Yes, I'm using Apex's funded account program, so if you want to try out Apex, again, Apex gives you a demo. They test your skill. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail the test, you only lose what you pay for it. The base one on Apex is about 35 bucks. If you use my link right now, about 35 bucks. Honestly, if you pay for real-time data in a demo account, it's going to cost about the same, right? And so this is that. Plus, if you pass it, you get funding. So the base one, they give you 25K in a demo. If you can make 1,500 without losing 1,500 first, while following their rules, they fund you 25K with a 90% split. It comes with real-time data as well. And if you fail, you're out 35 bucks. It's a month. It's not the end of the world. Great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. And you can also get the 150, 250, and 300K for the same price. They're a sponsor, though. They pay me money, so I'm biased. But they paid out over 250 million since 2022. They fund thousands of traders, almost 14 million a month in average compensation to customers since 2023. And so, you know, again, they're one of the most legit ones in the world. Although they are a sponsor of mine, they pay me money. I'm biased because they pay me money. I always try to be honest about my biases for sure, because anybody sponsored is going to be biased, right? And you can always get the max discount in any of these by using the coupon code BT, Beginner Trading BT. So let me put this up if you want to check it out. Let me get this thing out the way. So we did have a pullback at that level here. So the jobs report came out higher than or lower than expected. See, the short would have worked here too. See, look at the Nasdaq pullback. The short would have worked. Is it frozen? Oh, no. It's this is an hourly chart. That's why. But yeah, so my trade would have worked. I just took too big a size and I wasn't used to it. And then we bounced all the way back. So we'll see. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes left. Again, what I think, let me know what kind of action do you think we're going to get at the opening bell. Did I do a poll yet? Let me make sure. No, I didn't. No, we didn't. So, for the hour following the open, do we get bullish, bearish, or choppy price action? Bull, bear, chop city. The three options. Let me know what you guys think. Let me put the music back up. Put some different music on. Yeah, I'm going to look to attack choppiness personally. I think choppiness is probably the best option because the FOMC days are usually very choppy, neutral, sideways, apprehensive trading. And so I think that's our opportunity to attack chop. to look for neutral, choppy, sideways action. So 40% bull, 35% bear, 27% chop city. Oh, we do have Chicago PMI data at 9:45 as well. I think it's at 9:45. Is it at 10? It's at 9:45. We got Chicago PMI that might move markets too. I would short this. I like the range. You know, we're up a lot. I think we're gonna correct and come back down. But I also think that the opening bell is unpredictable, and so I'm not gonna hold it. And Nvidia pushing up still and just been crazy high, going from $100 a share. Nvidia's up over 10% since yesterday's close. Well over 10%. Nvidia's almost exactly at a 12% gain since yesterday's close at $100 a share, all the way up to 112. That's a 12% rise in stock price for Nvidia just in the overnight session. We'll see what the opening bell gives us. We got 2.5 minutes until the open here, chat. It's time. Here, let me make sure my... What do you guys rather? Do you guys rather little old me in the corner? Would you rather big me right here? Or what? What do you guys want? Big me, little me? All right, look at the NASDAQ. Rip. Google flying up. I'm in Google. That looks good. Meta ripping up too. You'd love to see it. So Meta's making some moves this morning. Meta got up to 470s. We're in Meta. We bought the dip. I'm going to take a little piece off of this. All right, guys, here we go. Opening bell in 1 minute, chat. Let me look at let's see what people prefer. Tesla ripping. Fed meetings at 2 p.m. Little you, we don't like your face. Oh man, that hurts. That's a dagger to my heart right here, bro. I'm sorry. Corner. Big U. All right. Let's see what we get. Q at 468s. Nvidia rising again right before the opening bell. We got 30 seconds until the market opens, and a lot of stuff's up big. So it's the Fed FOMC day here. I can put little me in the corner up here. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. 10 seconds. Nvidia making a big rise up to almost 113s right now. All right, there's the opening bell. Q is rising at the open. Again, we're going to give some time to let it settle down. We also have Chicago PMI dropping in the next 15 minutes now. So that might influence more choppy behavior in markets today is what I'm assuming here. But who knows, man? We'll see. All right, so NASDAQ finally coming back down. Nvidia's still trying to push, though. Remember, in 15 minutes, we do have Chicago PMI dropping as well. Are we crossing 19.4K? There's the big pullback we've been saying for the last like 5 minutes now, 10 minutes. It needed to happen, to be honest. I mean, we were just up too much short-term. Correction time was imminent, I think. We're also in Google. I'm holding much larger position in something. MU doing much better today, much better. Good. SoFi looks good. Ford, slightly green. Here goes Google, looks good. AT&T ripping up too. Nvidia coming back down though. All right, so we are right at the volume weighted average price for the Q. All right, so the NASDAQ all the way down to 467s. Google all the way up to 176. Yep, big corrections at the opening bell, as we thought we would get. Choppy behavior today. So far, this is the first leg of that choppy behavior. We're waiting the opening bell play out at least the first 5 minutes before we take any positions here. I do think we might have a bat. See, oh my gosh. All right, we just scalped 50 bucks buying this dip at the opening bell, and now we're green on the day slightly. I'm like a walking contradiction sometimes, man. I'm like, hey, we're not going to take any positions. Buy. Like, oh, we're not going to take any positions. Click. You know, let me click the buy button. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes what I saw, though, like, if you want to know what I saw that made me want to take that quick little bounce play, I saw the Q at the volume weighted average price, and I saw NVIDIA at the 200 EMA simultaneously. So that made me think that we were at least going to get a little, like, bounce at those moving milestone levels. And so that's what we got, was a quick little bounce there. I don't know if it's going to continue up, so that's why I sold immediately as soon as I realized I was up big very quickly. But yeah, that's why we did it. All right, SPY continued down too, so it looks like it was a good thing we cut that trade. AT&T just popped up too. All right, another big bounce, but the Q is right at the VWAP now, though. I'm gonna short this here. We're gonna add double size right here. See if it's a mistake. Looks like it is. Yeah, we gotta cut it. Definitely a mistake here, but it's all right. We'll give it a second and see if it comes back down. A lot of upwick pressure. I don't know. We're gonna just get out of there. So we're down about 200 bucks now. We've had 3 green days in a row. I don't want to take too much risk in that regard there, you know. So I have to be smart. Like, this is a actual funded account, and I don't want to risk it. Let me see what Quant Tower looks like. I think I could be right about this direction even still. So we're going to take small size, 1 contract. and we're gonna try to get out of the hole with one contract, and if not, it's gonna be small losses. We should have taken our initial directional prediction here, which is that we were going to get choppy behavior, because that's what we've gotten since the opening bell. Yeah, we'll cut it. I'm going to switch accounts. I'm not going to give too much back in this account today. We might trade later on, but I'm going to go to a different funded account, because it just doesn't make any sense for me to take too big of risks, like leading into all this stuff with the Fed meeting today and everything like that. It's just too big of risks. Alright. Let me pull up Quant Tower here. We should have a decent amount of accounts here. Let me make sure. Alright. Three. There we go. Alright. Okay. So this is Quant Tower, a little bit different of a platform. Let's try to trade on this one a little bit first. This is the regular NASDAQ though, because this is a Sorry, I'm watching a couple other things here go choppy and neutral like we thought we might. All right, so we made a little bit back on this account, by the way. We are only down about 85 bucks, but I'm going to play with this challenge account and see if some of this volatility can go away. Now, this is a $250,000 challenge account, so a way different account than what we were just trading on, right? So I'm trying to get funded here, and if we don't get funded, we're probably just going to go back to trading that other account. But just to show you guys what it's like. There we go. If we're right about this direction, we get a lot of funding. If not, we got these accounts sitting here. I don't know if I want to short here, though, in my other... There we go. We're green. See if we get that big breakdown that we want. There we go. All right, we're up about 2 here. We did make a lot of our money back in this account too. We're only down $40. I have to trade off stream sometimes, but we'll go back to this. After we play with this challenge account, we'll put the regular account back up again. Short the top. See if we get a sideways range. If we get a sideways range, we might be able to get funded in this account. The problem with the 250K challenge is that the trailing drawdown is high, and Nvidia also looks very strong too. So like, I don't want to get stuck in that. Yeah, so we just lost on this one. Huge rip up. I'm gonna come back to trading my regular account, but again, we're gonna be trading micros. Yeah. Nvidia just had this huge rise. So is the NASDAQ. I thought we might reject up here. So we lost. This is about 35 bucks, by the way. This account that we lost is about 35 bucks. But man, huge rip here. I'm nervous about attacking this right now, to be honest. Like, I thought we should short the top, but the Nvidia chart has just had one of the biggest resurgences. My equities portfolio is actually very green on the day. My MU trade is almost pretty green on the day. We're almost green in MU, and we've been red on that position for a while. So tech, massive rebound in tech. Nvidia's breaking over the previous high of the day. I'm going to take one contract here, short, and see if we can catch the top. I don't know why I keep wanting to catch the top of this range, but we'll see. Again, this is back to our 50K actual funded account. We are now down about 40 bucks. So yeah, definitely a big squeeze. We're actually green at equities too, which is interesting. All right, so now we're getting a big dump down. Now we're flat on this trade. So we just caught that little squeeze down here, that rejection from everybody getting overzealously long. We were able to ride this down short. We're also at the top of the range for a lot of the index funds like the NASDAQ and the SPY. The real question that is going to influence everything here, to be completely honest, is what does Nvidia do right here? You see Nvidia right at the top, right at the highs of the day here. Yeah, I'm sure the Russell's getting beaten down right now. Because of the strength and blue chips and mega cap stocks. FOMC is at 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so we're down 20 bucks on the day. It's been a long, dramatic day though. And honestly, it looks like my choppy idea worked, but especially on the Q, we thought we would get choppiness in the Q. We just haven't been able to take advantage of it like we want, but pretty choppy. SPY coming all the way back down too. Nvidia correcting some as well here. This is when I'm going to get ready to start buying dips. All right, so we just bought this dip, 2 contracts. Big downwick retracement. I might add 1 contract to this if we get enough green. There we go. We're in 3 contracts. Maybe I should have waited a little bit longer to buy, but ironically, I think my choppy ideas would have worked today. But yeah, we're down 180 bucks or so. Again, ironically, I think my choppy ideas would have worked today. Let me see if this will work. Sorry, we're scalping the SPY, doing a very similar thing, which is buying this dip. I'm going to lower my sizing now, though, because we just got wrecked. There we go. All right, we're out. So we just made some of it back. And we're also honestly scalping the SPY, too, here. All right, so we're out of the SPY. You know, I have this idea, and honestly, my ideas have been confirmed time and time again. Like, look at this. What did I say we would get? I said we would get choppy action. I just didn't take advantage of it. So I think, like, the frustration from knowing exactly what we were going to do like this. What do we get at the opening bell chat? We got choppy, sideways, neutral action. We also had Chicago PMI just released here. So forgot about Chicago PMI. Chicago PMI showed up. Chicago PMI did show up today, and it showed up at... Maybe it's not out yet. Hold on, let me make sure. So Chicago PMI did show up today, and it came in at... It's late. So Chicago PMI is late. It's supposed to drop a minute ago, and it's not out yet. Let me see if anybody else has it. All right, so 45.3 for Chicago PMI. So a little bit higher than expected. 2.1% or 2.1 points below June, but higher than expected nonetheless. Just a little bit late. I'm not sure why it didn't show up on either of my platforms, but yeah, again, it did come out. It came in at 45.3 versus 44.8 expected for Chicago PMI data release. So Tradeovate is a web-based platform. So you go to a website and trade on a website. Rhythmic is a software-based platform where you download a software. Again, we got exactly what we thought we would get today. We got choppy sideways neutral activity. A little bummed I'm not up more. My equities portfolio was actually green though, which, you know, we've taken advantage of it a few times. But a little bummed we didn't like really attack it and do what we wanted with it, but it's all good. Let me see if we got any other ones here too. Oh wow, so we got a bunch. Let's see. Well, we can at least do this to get some funded accounts. Let's try. We'll come back to this other account in a second. I gotta make sure this is the right account though. I do not want to give up. Okay, yeah, this is right. I don't want to give up my actual account here. All right. Let's try this now. All right, much different trading strategy you're about to see, guys, because this is a challenge account. So this is me to try to get funded on these funded accounts. Much different strategy. Just to clarify. You gotta watch NVIDIA. All right, so the win-loss ratio to try to get funded on this $3,000 or this $3,000 profit target 50K funded account is 2,500, but it's trailing. Hey. You all right? All right, I love you. Okay. Sorry, Carol's leaving. Yeah, hold on, let me try again. Okay, we're good. Again, you see me like I might be losing on these challenge accounts, but I think you kind of have to, like, when you're trying to get funded, you kind of got to swing for the fences, in my opinion, and like hope you can kind of hit it. There we go. All right. There's that big pullback we wanted. Again, just to clarify, I've got about 6 of these challenge accounts just sitting. Man, dude, I am getting unlucky. All right, I'm going to go back to just trading my regular account. I'm definitely taking too big of size. But, again, to clarify, we're up hundreds of dollars this week still in our other account, but I got to go back to it. I'm trading these too crazy, and it's messing up my mental game for the Fed meeting decision, so I think I'm actually right. I think we're going to pull back here, but I don't want to, like, give it too far back here. So we're back to our funded account, and we're going to trade safe right now, I think. You know, we're down, like I said, 160 bucks. I got to switch back to the micros. And then short the top up here. Yeah, I'm going to cut this, and we're probably going to hang it up. Not having good results day trading today, and it sucks because it was a really good week. But, you know, this is how it goes sometimes, I think. Like, you got to be smart. You got to be careful. You can't, like, give too much back to the market on these times. So, we'll see if we get choppy behavior today and if it treats us better. But we're going to be back for the FOMC meeting. The FOMC meeting is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, chat. So, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Be ready. It's a huge report, a huge meeting. A lot of people speculating that we might get rate cuts for their decisions there. I'm not torn on that. So, you know, I think anything could ultimately happen, and time will tell there. But, yeah, we'll see. Yeah. That's the nature of these FOMC days, too. And I knew we would get choppiness. What I did was I mismanaged a couple of them. And, like, we did get exactly that. We got choppy behavior. Neutral, sideways, choppy behavior. I just didn't quite play it right. I should have waited to put some ranges in and then attack the range. And instead, I just started clicking buttons too close to the opening. It is what it is. Everybody has good days, bad days in markets. It's inevitable, you know. So, we're up hundreds on the week still. We'll be all right. Also, if you want to check out... a sponsor of mine, check out Apex. Apex is a funded account program you use in futures. They give you a demo. Test your skill with a demo account. If you pass the test with a demo, they fund you with a regular account, and they pay out hundreds of millions of dollars. Great way to learn how to day trade. Most day traders lose. I think that's the same here. I think most day traders are going to lose here as well. It's a lot cheaper to lose here. I don't even claim to be a good trader or anything like that. Not an investment professional. Not liable. If you lose, always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly, guys. But yeah, if you want to check it out and learn how to day trade. If I was trading... like an actual brokerage account, I would have been down much more today. And so it's not the end of the world. I'm okay with today's results. But if you want to check them out, use my coupon code BT, Beginner Trading. We'll be back again for the FOMC meeting later on today, guys. Big report, big meeting. Be ready. And yeah, we'll see you guys over there.